when I think about the question, can we bridge the gap between the contemporary and the traditional, I really see the answer more as, not the question being can we, but will we, and when will we? Because I think our very survival depends on us bridging the gap. When I think about innovation, I think about, I think of a couple of things. I think of Paul's remark that we must learn to be all things to all people so that we can win a few, so we can win some. And that kind of means to me that we have to learn to, as Pastor Walker said, we got to meet people where they are. And we have to be confident enough in our God and our faith to be able to spread that message to somebody in a way that may be different from the way we learned it, but we know the message well enough that we can, in fact, spread it in another language, so to speak. As I was kind of thinking over the weekend and thinking about this whole thing of innovation in terms of gospel music, it sort of came to me that most of the progress that we've experienced and we've seen over the years has really just been a realigning or an adapting of the same old message of the gospel to a new venue, a new instrument, if you will. Just a couple of examples. I thought about the fact of Thomas Dorsey taking the old gospel message but combining it with the blues that he was so familiar with and bringing that to a whole new group of people who, as Chandra alluded to, were not even going to come into the church. But they now had this new means of expressing their faith and their religiosity or their spirituality through this new vehicle. We look at the songs that made a few of the great sort of innovators in gospel famous. James Cleveland took an old hymn, Peace Be Still, and made a million seller out of it. Again, taking that same old message, updating it a little, and bringing it to a whole new audience who was not already engaged. Edwin Hawkins did the same thing with Oh Happy Day. Thomas Whitfield's first real big hit was a reworking of Oh How I Love Jesus. And then he started doing his own thing. And even, the mega man of the hour, Kirk Franklin, borrowed from that timeless hymn, I sing because I'm happy, I sing because I'm free. And that's what caught so many people to bridge the gap. Again, so I think it's important to recognize that we cannot survive unless we learn to adapt, unless we learn to change the method of delivery of our message to meet those who haven't heard it, who aren't familiar with it. And once we give them the message, then how they in turn translate that to the next generation falls on them. But we can't stop giving the message. We can't stop sharing the message just because we think it ought to only be delivered in one way.